Well, I decided to take you out in the car with me today. This next anime, I'm hoping to do a little more of a detailed review on it than the last couple I've done. They've been really undetailed. And really my review is not so much giving information about the anime, because I really don't like giving away spoilers, and it's hard to review anything without giving spoilers. But just so I don't get a whole bunch of complaints, because I really don't give a lot of detail, it's more about just giving my opinion very quickly on the anime. That's pretty much it, whether or not I think it's worth watching. The anime I'm going to be doing today is probably going to be a longer video, because I'm going to try and take my time with it, because it is a big one. Today I am doing... This is going to be for Inuyasha and Inuyasha, the final act. So let's get started with Inuyasha. You all know the story, at least you should, for an anime this popular. It's about a girl named Kagome Higurashi who lives in modern day, which is 1997, which is when the anime was, when the manga was originally written. She is sent back in time through a well on her family's property, which sends her to feudal Japan about 500 years into the past, where she meets a half-demon named Inuyasha. Inuyasha is half-human, half-dog demon. When she goes back in time, there's a demon already chasing her, and this demon, Mistress Centipede, manages to bite her, and basically what comes out of her is the Shikon Jewel, and it is really the main plot point for the rest of the series. The jewel gets shattered into hundreds of pieces. They have to go find this jewel, all the little pieces, and Kagome has the power of a priestess, so she can find them. She senses their power. So with the help of Inuyasha, a bunch of other friends they meet along the way, Sango, a demon slayer, Moroku, a monk with a cursed wind tunnel in his hand, can suck anything into his hand, Shippo, a little fox demon, and Kilala, the Two Tails, which is basically a giant cat demon, or a very small cat demon, depending what form it has taken at the time. Okay, now the main enemy in this show is Naraku. He is a demon that is trying to get the jewel for negative reasons. They want to find the jewel and destroy Naraku. Well, that's pretty much the basis of it. It was a really good show, and it just sucks the way it ended. Yeah, this review is gonna be more a recommendation for the final act than for Inuyasha. Of course, if you haven't seen Inuyasha, you can't watch the final act. It just does not work that way. Go and watch Inuyasha. So the ending of Inuyasha is pretty much Kagome and Inuyasha, and yeah, this is a spoiler, but you know what? If the off chance someone hasn't seen it, I'm not gonna ruin the ending, even though it does completely suck. It's not the worst. It actually isn't the worst ending to an anime ever, which is sad because it is bad enough that it should be the worst. People are walking down the street and I bet I look insane right now because they can't see the camera. Bye bye. Now where was the ending? It's not the worst ending an anime ever got, which is sad. Because this is bad enough that it should be the worst ending, but there are worse endings out there. But anyways, you kind of have to deal with it until you find out there's another Inuyasha show called The Final Act, which is 20... Okay, first Inuyasha show, easy to find dubbed in English because it aired on YTV, 167 episodes. There's another show called The Final Act, 26 episodes. It's basically compressing the end of the manga. It's the end of the show. It's the ending they didn't give us in the original series for God knows what reason. There is 1 minute of video left on this camera now, so I might have to get into The Final Act later. Yeah, there's no point in me continuing this right now. Position might seem a little off because it's been like 2 days, so I'm not specifically sure what I was talking about. I guess I could go back and look at the video, but I didn't think of that before I started recording. Oh well. On to the final act. So basically, this is after the horrible disappointment of the ending of Inuyasha, and it picks up right from the point where it's left off, which is awesome. And it's very condensed, and some people have complained about it, like they didn't give everything enough time and blah blah blah, but you know what? I like it. It was a lot more condensed than the rest of the show, but condensed shows tend to be a lot more exciting to watch, because it's like they cram everything together and it just makes it so every episode is epic. And literally, in the final act, every episode is one of the best episodes in the series. Every episode's better than the last. A lot of major events happen in the final act, and it's only 26 episodes, but a lot of major things happen. I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but, you know, people do start dropping there, and in Inuyasha, actually rare. And you really kind of feel like, because I've heard rumors about some of the characters that die, and I was, yeah, pretty, like, crossing my fingers there, like, no, this can't happen. I'm not gonna say about who. Fortunately, the one I wanted to live did end up living in the end. But yeah, some unexpected deaths. So that's a compelling to go watch it right there, because it's pretty good. Let's skip to the ending. The last few episodes, like last 3 episodes or so, were friggin' crazy. You do not expect it to end the way it did, at least I didn't. The final battle was not quite what I expected, but I wasn't disappointed. I enjoyed it, and I definitely think they tried to satisfy everyone, which is pretty hard, but they pulled out all the stops there for the final battle. And the ending of this series, I think, may be the greatest ending that any anime has ever gotten. Because a lot of animes like that tell a story sort of along the lines of Inuyasha, the ending is always like, why? Why would... You know? It's always like something that just has to annoy you. Like, really? You had this whole great show and then you end it like that. It happens constantly, but the ending to Inuyasha was friggin' fantastic. And I'm gonna show you the star rating and list position right now. Inuyasha, position number 2, and of course I gave it 5 stars. For an ending like that, it definitely deserved 5 stars. And now I have a full list of 10. Yay! Okay, and I've only got 1 minute of space left on the video, so this might end with a cutout. But yeah, the ending blew my mind, and I struggled for quite a while whether or not it was going to be Soul Eater or Inuyasha on top. But yes, so I definitely recommend everyone go and see it. Oh, and I almost forgot. I am going to put in the description for this video an exact website address where you can find episode 1 in English dub, and then go up from that watching episode by episode in English dub. The dub is not the greatest in the world, but if you're like me, you'll be will definitely make watching the show easier for you. Finally be able to see it with not having to deal with subtitles. Like, because I waited. I was probably one of the few dub lovers that waited long enough to see this show in English dub, and I was so happy when I finally found it. And I'm not sure if just ran out of video space, but now I'm back. I'm not sure how many people know about this English dub, and you might find it a little... You might not like it all that much right at the beginning, but after 3 or so episodes, I really started to enjoy the English dub. I actually started to like the voices, which I was a little iffy about them at the beginning, but by the end of the series, you know, when you think of Inuyasha talking in your head, it comes out in this voice instead of his original voice, so, you know, it grows on you eventually. And I'm about to run out of video again, and I'm not keep on deleting little things on my camera, so this is it for the Inuyasha review, and I will see you next time. Peace out.